Hi, my name's Bill Dewdney. I'm a presenter with community radio station Coast FM 963, and we're stationed on the Central Coast in Gosford. I'm here down at West Street, Yamina. It's Bremen's patisserie, and we're here to have a chat with Ron Bremen, and Ron's a very, very keen fan of our radio station, and in particular blues music, and I present a blues program every Tuesday night from 10 o'clock to the witching hour on Coast FM, and I know Ron listens to the program. But we're here to talk to Ron about his early life in Germany and coming to Australia and his music and influence that he's interested in. Hi Ron.
Good, how are you? Nice. Thanks for having me.
That's great. No worries, mate. And okay, you came to, well, let's start early in Germany, shall we? You were born in Bremen.
In Bremen, yes.
In
North Germany,
Germany,
close to Hamburg.
Not far from Hamburg.
Not far from
And you went to school in Bremen?
Yes.
Till
1965 or so.
65, you left school, went to work?
Yeah, straight apprenticeship, yeah. I started my apprenticeship in 1968 in Bremen, and my dad was a pastry cook master and my grandfather had a bakery, so they put me in one of the best places to learn pastry cooking in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And that's where I had access also to my first soul music and real...
In Bremen?
In Bremen, yeah.
So, was it local music or tours of overseas bands?
Well, it really started with a transistor radio, listening to BBC London, with the Supremes and the Jackson 5 and all that soul music, Sam and Dave. And then it's got a little bit more heavy with Janis Joplin and Big Brother and the Holding Company. Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
And Vanilla Fudge started to do Some Velvet Morning.
And then Jimi Hendrix.
The
Doors.
The Doors. Then the Who came into the picture.
Yes.
The Beatles, of course, before that, all that.
Well, they toured Germany in their early days, didn't they?
Yeah,
late 50s before they were well known, early 60s, and Hamburg, I believe, is one of the places that they.
That were the first rock and roll influences, virtually, like rock and roll and rhythm and blues. I remember being a very young, probably 13 or 14 years old, when my sister had some kind of a boyfriend, and there was a beer fest, and that's where the cool music was playing. And I heard the first time Sam, the Sham and the Pharaohs with Wulle Bulle, and I thought, wow, what is happening here? That was real rhythm and blues already. That was just, even now, you can still have that on any dance party, you know?
Yes, that's right. It's some music's timeless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Back in the 60s, a lot of people said this isn't going to last. We're not going to see much more of this, particularly when bands like the Stones come on the scene, and it got a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
But it did last, and of course.
But they stick to the rhythm and blues, and that's what really is.
Well, it's quality.
Sonny and Cher was a typical example of that.
Yeah.
I remember how my mum got very angry with Cher singing a la da da dee, a la da da da. She said, "What is this woman doing here?" You know, and it aggravated me because I thought, "Mom, this is what it is these days.
Get with it."
Get with it, and that's exactly what it was. And the older generation just couldn't really understand.
And we used to call them square. Okay. So you're influenced by the heavier side of, well, when I say the heavier side, the blues rock.
Well, there was a bit of everything virtually, really. I was always open up to, my favorite is rock and roll, rhythm and blues, and one of my top bands of all times is the early Rolling Stones records, you know, they were just firing and really, and even till the day now I can always, I like the early stuff the best, you know, like Parachute Woman and The Last Time and all that.
Walking the Dog. That was on their first album, actually. Walking the Dog. That was one of my first songs.
The combination of Brian Jones and Keith Richards was just violent.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were. I was lucky enough to see them in the early '60s when they first come out, before they'd ever made records at a place called the Evening Club in West London, where I was born. And they were playing songs like "Got My Mojo Working," "Walking the Dog," all those early R&B and bluesy.
They leave a mark, don't they? They leave a real mark.
And it was a music that actually affected me too. I thought, wow, you know, hairs on the back of the neck, sort of that sort of stuff.
Yes, it does.
Chill down the spine.
I can hear it from.
Yeah.
There's certain people that really have got that sound where the hair stands up on the back. Ray Cooder is one of those.
Well, to me, directly I hear the intro on a blues riff, slide guitar or otherwise, I'm immediately.
Yeah, me too. It's like signals. It's like the alarm zone somehow.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but to me, I like many forms of music. I was brought up on opera. My mother was an opera buff. I sang in a church choir as a kid, and our family were big jazz fans as well. So I grew up on all sorts of music, and I enjoy all sorts of music. But there's something about the blues rock and R&B that to me it makes you whoa. You know, even basic blues. I think
I can give you an example of that. I was feeling, you know, like we all have our ups and downs, and I wasn't feeling too well, and somebody gave me a DVD from John Lee Hooker, and there was a DVD where he was in the early days, in medium, and when he was older. And I'm listening to that DVD, and I wasn't feeling really good. I was pretty down and not very happy. And there was one gig where John Lee is on a chair with a beanie on, and he just has 2 or 3 stripes on the guitar. And the way it was played, immediately I was feeling kind of like relaxed, and it was like the alarm was on. Here, look, listen to this, and it was more of a talking and atmosphere he gave. And I bet the bottom dollar after the song was finished, I felt a lot better.
That's great. That's great.
And it's just. He didn't do much. It's just John Lee Hooker. It's just he had that ability to bring the feeling through his song, which was just like boom, 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 boom. I mean, there's not much saying. There's not much, but there is this riff and there's this feeling. Yeah. And he was a master of that, wasn't he?
He was.
He made me feel good.
And. He was a great influence too on a lot of people. There's a lot of bands have either taken names from some of his song, like I think the Groundhogs, and bands like that. And of course, there's been a lot of artists who've written songs as tribute.
They never really could get to what he was doing. Yeah. He was unique. Like Muddy Waters was unique in his field.
Yeah.
And it's completely different, but it's just completely different, but it was just... Then there was Johnny Winter playing with Muddy Waters together. That was just an electric combination as well. And both of them had their unique style, but they had just this ability of being very different.
Yeah. I remember reading an article about by B.B. King when Johnny Winter actually was on stage with him, and B.B. King was a little bit apprehensive about this guy, you know.
Yeah, because it was Texas and...
Yeah, was he, you know...
Yes, that's that.
And B.B. King went on to say that he blew him away. He went, wow.
That's exactly right.
This is another direction.
Yeah, he was just an outstanding, he was different. He was from Texas.
Yeah.
And I was only 13 and he was one of my favorite blues players.
Yeah.
He was just indescribably good.
That's right. Well, Texas blues is completely different to
I know.
to Chicago blues.
Yeah.
Of course, West Coast blues, East Coast blues is. A lot of people think blues is just blues, but it isn't.
No.
There's lots of forms of blues, particularly today, and like all good music, blues will evolve.
Yeah.
And we're going to evolve to a little bit of a drink break.